In the post-COVID pandemic era, there will only be two types of people left. What I'm about to say is a conclusion that I drew from observing the various information sources from all over the world. I am not a doctor. The following discussion is based purely on my observation. In the post-COVID pandemic era, there will only be two types of people left. The first type will be people who have already had the vaccine and also had the COVID virus before. The second type will be people who have never had the vaccine, had the COVID virus, and they survived. You may ask, when is the post-COVID pandemic era? Or how do you define when we have arrived at the post-COVID pandemic era? My definition of the post-COVID pandemic era is when nobody needs to wear masks anymore and international traveling is back to how it was before November 2019. I actually know that there are still many people who have no intentions to take any COVID virus vaccine because they believe that they can enter the post-pandemic era without taking any vaccine and yet not getting the COVID virus at all. That's not possible. Let's look at some objective facts. Firstly, we know that what the vaccine does to humans is not 100% immunity. What the vaccine does is when you get the COVID virus, you will only have mild symptoms or no symptoms at all. It is almost like a common flu. Many people have the wrong understanding that if you get the vaccine, you will never get the COVID virus. That is wrong. It is still possible that you will get the COVID virus, just that if you get it, you will only have mild or no symptoms. This is fact number one. Secondly, even if you only have mild or no symptoms when you get the COVID virus, you can still pass the COVID virus to people. You are still contagious, just not as contagious as people who are seriously ill with heavy symptoms. But you are still contagious. This is fact number two. Thirdly, looking at Europe and US now, they are starting to loosen the requirement for wearing masks, social distancing requirement, and even travel restrictions for people who has been fully vaccinated. And I predict this will be a trend in the future before the whole pandemic ends. Why would this be a trend? Because every country needs people traveling in and out of their country for their economy to get back in shape. It is even very likely to have a thing such as a vaccine passport in the future. Meaning, if you can prove you took a vaccine acknowledged by the destination country, you are allowed to enter the country without the need to quarantine. No country can ban all travel or restricting all travel indefinitely because your country will be destroyed by this economy before it is destroyed by the virus. As of today, Spain and Canada has already announced that they are planning to allow fully vaccinated tourists into their country. This is fact number 3. So with these 3 facts in mind, there will be this period of time before the COVID pandemic ends where there are many people who are possible virus carriers who might have only minor or even no symptoms traveling around to other countries and very possibly to your country eventually. Therefore, unless you decided to not leave your home at all, or you only socialize with people who are also very strict to themselves, that they don't meet with anybody who has been vaccinated, to me this is impossible. Thus, eventually, you will get the COVID virus. Anyone who looks normal and healthy to you could be a COVID virus carrier, just that the person only has mild or no symptoms and you mistook them to just have a normal flu or normal cold. So you have to be prepared that before the post-pandemic era comes, you will at least get the COVID virus once. The difference is, do you get the COVID virus after you are vaccinated or when you are not vaccinated at all? My personal choice is, if I have to get the COVID virus eventually, before this pandemic ends, I will definitely choose to get the virus after I'm vaccinated. So the conclusion is, go get vaccinated now.